Hey there, senior green thumbs. Summer's calling, and it's time to transform your deck into a jaw-dropping oasis that'll have your neighbors peeking over the fence with envy. Picture this: vibrant colors, lush plants, and one-of-a-kind decor, all crafted on a budget with treasures from your local thrift store. Today, we're unleashing 15 plus stunning DIY hacks using thrift store finds you've never seen before. These aren't your average projects. They're bold, creative, and packed with personality to make your outdoor space the ultimate summer retreat. So grab your gardening gloves, let's get thrifty, and create a deck that's the talk of the town. Hack 1. Vintage Spoon Wind Chimes. All right, Senior Green Thumbs, let's kick things off with a showstopper. Picture this: you're wandering through a thrift store and you spot a dusty pile of vintage spoons. Maybe they're tarnished silver or quirky mismatched ones from someone's old kitchen. These little gems are about to become the heart of a stunning wind chime that'll dance and sing in the summer breeze. For this hack, you'll need those thrift store spoons, a pair of pliers, colorful glass beads in summery hues like turquoise or coral, strong fishing line, a small metal ring for the base, and some outdoor sealant to keep it weatherproof. Here's how it comes together. Gently bend each spoon with the pliers to create playful spirals or curves. Don't be afraid to get creative with the shapes. Thread the fishing line through the spoon handles, adding vibrant beads for pops of color and a touch of sparkle. Tie each strand to the metal ring, spacing them out for a cascading, tinkling effect. Hang your creation where it'll catch the breeze and watch it transform your deck into a magical oasis. Style tip: place this wind chime near a cluster of bold, colorful cushions or a vibrant potted plant like a fuchsia geranium to make your deck absolutely burst with personality and charm. Hack 2. Picture frame trellis. Senior Green Thumbs, get ready to turn forgotten thrift store finds into a show-stealing garden feature. Imagine stumbling across a stack of old picture frames at your local thrift shop. Maybe they're chipped, ornate, or gloriously mismatched, just begging for a new life. We're transforming them into a geometric trellis that'll elevate your deck with climbing vines. For this hack, grab those thrift store picture frames, wooden or metal, any size works, plus some screws, a screwdriver, outdoor paint in a bold summer shade like emerald green or sunny yellow, sandpaper for a distressed look, and some weatherproof sealant. Here's the plan. Lightly sand the frames to smooth out any rough spots, then paint them in your chosen color for a cohesive vibe. Arrange the frames in a funky, overlapping geometric pattern. Think triangles or a diamond grid for extra flair. Secure them together with screws at the corners, creating a sturdy, freestanding structure. Lean it against your deck wall or anchor it in a planter. Then let climbing vines like clematis or morning glories weave through for a living masterpiece. Style tip: surround the base with colorful ceramic pots filled with bright blooms like petunias to make this trellis the vibrant centerpiece of your summer oasis. Hack 3. Vinyl record wall art. All right, Senior Green Thumbs, let's crank up the retro vibes and make your deck pop with some serious style. Picture this: you're digging through a thrift store bin and find a stack of old vinyl records. Maybe some classic jazz or disco hits, scratched and unplayable, but brimming with creative potential. We're turning these into wavy, eye-catching wall art that screams summer cool. You'll need those thrift store vinyl records, a heat gun or oven for shaping, metallic spray paint in bold shades like gold, silver, or even neon pink, some fishing line or small hooks for hanging, and a can of outdoor sealant to keep them weatherproof. Here's how it works. Carefully heat the records with a heat gun or in an oven at low temperature to soften them, then mold them into wavy, sculptural shapes. Think flowing curves or funky twists for that extra wow factor. Once cooled, spray paint them with your metallic colors for a shimmering, modern look. Hang them in a cluster on your deck wall using fishing line or hooks, creating a dynamic, sun-catching display. Style tip: position this art above a sleek thrift store bench painted in a contrasting color, and toss on some vibrant throw pillows in citrus tones to make your deck feel like a summer art gallery. Hack 4. Retro Suitcase Coffee Table. Senior green thumbs, let's travel back in time and give your deck a dose of vintage charm. Imagine spotting a beat-up old suitcase at the thrift store. Maybe it's a 1960s hard-shell case with faded stickers, or a funky leather one that's seen some adventures. We're turning it into a retro cool coffee table that's as functional as it is fabulous. You'll need that thrift store suitcase, 4 hairpin legs from a hardware store, a screwdriver, sandpaper, outdoor paint in a bold summer hue like coral or turquoise, some wood filler for any scratches, and a clear outdoor sealant to protect it from the elements. Here's the magic. Start by sanding down any rough spots on the suitcase and filling in dents with wood filler for a smooth surface. Paint it in your vibrant color choice to make it pop. Don't be shy, go bold. Attach the hairpin legs to the bottom with screws, ensuring it's sturdy enough to hold your lemonade pitcher. This table doubles as storage for blankets or gardening tools, keeping your deck tidy. Style tip: top it with a tray of colorful thrift store glassware and a small potted fern to create a chic, inviting vibe that's perfect for summer gatherings. Hack 5. Chandelier Herb Garden. Senior green thumbs, prepare to elevate your deck with a touch of elegance and fresh flavor. Picture this. You're at the thrift store, and you spot a dusty old chandelier. Maybe it's got ornate arms or a bit of vintage sparkle, just waiting for a new purpose. We're transforming it into a breathtaking herb garden that's as functional as it is gorgeous. You'll need that thrift store chandelier, small terracotta pots, potting soil, cascading herbs like thyme, oregano, or basil, some wire or chain for hanging, spray paint in a summery shade like soft mint or sunny yellow, and outdoor sealant to keep it weather-ready. Here's how it comes to life. Remove any bulbs or wiring from the chandelier to make it garden-ready. Give it a good clean, then spray paint it in your chosen color for a fresh, vibrant look. Secure small pots to each arm with wire, filling them with soil and your favorite herbs. Choose ones that trail for that lush, cascading effect. Hang it from a sturdy deck beam or hook, letting those herbs spill over like a living chandelier. Style tip: place it above a cozy bistro table with thrift store chairs, painted to match, and add a colorful table runner to make your deck feel like a Mediterranean cafe. Hack 6. Ladder Plant Tower. Senior green thumbs, let's take your deck to new heights. Literally. Imagine spotting a rickety old wooden ladder at the thrift store, maybe a little weathered with chipped paint, just bursting with character and begging for a second chance. We're turning it into a stunning vertical plant tower that'll fill your deck with lush greenery. You'll need that thrift store ladder, sandpaper, a paintbrush, outdoor wood stain, or paint in a vibrant summer shade like ocean blue or lime green, a variety of small potted plants like succulents or ferns, some wood sealant for weatherproofing, and a few sturdy screws if the ladder needs reinforcing. Here's the plan. Start by sanding down any rough spots to give the ladder a smooth, polished look. Brush on your chosen stain or paint to make it pop against your deck's backdrop. Don't be afraid to go bold. If the ladder's wobbly, add screws for extra stability. Lean it against a wall or secure it in place, then arrange your potted plants on each rung, mixing textures and colors for a living tower of greenery. Style tip: drape a string of thrift store fairy lights around the ladder and place a colorful woven rug at its base to create a cozy, inviting corner that screams Summer Oasis. Hack 7. Repurposed Drawer. Shelves. Senior green thumbs, let's dive into a project that's all about turning forgotten treasures into functional art. Picture this. You're at the thrift store, and you spot a pile of old dresser drawers. Maybe they're chipped, scuffed, or have those charming vintage knobs just screaming for a creative makeover. We're transforming these into whimsical floating shelves to showcase your favorite deck decor. You'll need those thrift store drawers, sandpaper, outdoor paint in ombre shades like sunset orange fading to soft pink, a drill, wall anchors, screws, some wood filler for imperfections, and a clear outdoor sealant to keep them weatherproof. Here's how it comes together. Start by sanding the drawers to smooth out any rough patches and fill in scratches with wood filler for a clean canvas. Paint each drawer in a gradient ombre effect. Start with a bold base color and blend into lighter shades for that dreamy summer vibe. Drill the backs to mount them on your deck wall as floating shelves, securing them with anchors and screws for sturdiness. Arrange them in a playful, staggered pattern, then load them up with potted herbs, succulents, or quirky thrift store trinkets. Style tip: add a small thrift store mirror nearby to reflect the shelves, and pair them with a vibrant outdoor rug to make this corner of your deck a cozy, artistic haven. Hack 8. Colander Fairy Lights. Senior green thumbs, get ready to light up your deck with a quirky twist that'll have everyone talking. Imagine this. You're rummaging through a thrift store and find an old metal colander. Maybe it's a retro enamel one or a shiny stainless steel number, full of holes and vintage charm. We're turning it into a glowing fairy light centerpiece that's pure summer magic. You'll need that thrift store colander, a string of battery-powered fairy lights, spray paint in a vibrant hue like turquoise or magenta, some thin wire or zip ties to secure the lights, a small hook for hanging, and a can of outdoor sealant to protect it from the elements. Here's the plan. Give the colander a good clean, then spray paint it in your bold color choice to make it pop against your deck's backdrop. Carefully thread the fairy lights through the colander's holes, weaving them in and out to create a dazzling, starry effect. Secure them with wire or zip ties to keep everything in place. Hang it from a deck beam or place it on a table as a glowing centerpiece that casts playful light patterns. Style tip: pair it with a cluster of thrift store glass bottles filled with wildflowers and set it on a colorful table runner to create a whimsical glowing focal point for your summer evenings. Hack 9. Vinyl Tablecloth Rug. Senior green thumbs, let's roll out some serious style for your deck with a project that's as practical as it is dazzling. Picture yourself at the thrift store, spotting a stack of colorful vinyl tablecloths. Maybe they're adorned with retro floral patterns or bold geometric designs, just waiting to be reimagined. We're sewing them into a vibrant, washable outdoor rug that'll transform your deck's vibe. You'll need those thrift store vinyl tablecloths, a sewing machine or heavy-duty needle and thread, outdoor fabric for backing, scissors, a measuring tape, some fabric glue for reinforcement, and a waterproof sealant spray. Here's how it comes together. Lay out your tablecloths and cut them into large, uniform strips or patches. Mix and match patterns for a patchwork effect that screams summer fun. Sew the pieces together either by machine or hand to create a rug of your desired size, then glue and stitch a sturdy outdoor fabric backing for durability. Spray it with sealant to make it weatherproof and easy to hose down. Lay it flat on your deck for an instant burst of color. Style tip: place this rug under a thrift store bistro, set with painted chairs, and add a cluster of potted marigolds to tie the vibrant colors together, creating a cozy, festive nook for your summer oasis. Hack 10. Broken China Mosaic Table. Senior green thumbs, let's create a dazzling centerpiece that's as artistic as it is nostalgic. Imagine wandering through a thrift store and finding a pile of mismatched china plates. Maybe they're chipped, floral, or have that vintage charm from Grandma's dining set, just begging for a new story. We're smashing them up to craft a stunning mosaic tabletop that'll make your deck shine. You'll need those thrift store plates, a hammer, safety gloves and goggles, a small thrift store table or a wooden board, waterproof tile adhesive, outdoor grout, a sponge, and a clear sealant for weatherproofing. Here's the magic. Safely break the plates into irregular pieces using a hammer. Embrace the chaos, it's all part of the charm. Arrange the shards on your table or board in a colorful, abstract pattern, mixing colors and textures for a vibrant look. Secure them with tile adhesive, then spread outdoor grout over the top, wiping away excess with a sponge for a polished finish. Seal it to protect against rain and sun. Style tip: pair this mosaic table with thrift store chairs, painted in a bold hue like cobalt blue, and add a centerpiece of colorful glassware filled with fresh herbs to make your deck feel like an artist's summer retreat. Hack 11. Suitcase petal planters. Senior green thumbs, let's pack some serious whimsy into your deck with a project that's blooming with creativity. Picture this. You're at the thrift store and you spot a stack of vintage suitcases. Maybe a weathered leather one or a retro hard shell case with a funky pattern, each one brimming with stories of past adventures. We're turning these into charming petal planters that'll make your deck a floral paradise. You'll need those thrift store suitcases, a saw or strong utility knife, coconut coir or landscape fabric for lining, potting soil, vibrant flowers like zinnias or petunias, a drill for drainage holes, and some outdoor sealant to keep it weatherproof. Here's how it works. Carefully cut the suitcase in half lengthwise to create two shallow planters or keep it whole for a deeper one. Drill a few drainage holes in the bottom, then line the interior with coconut coir to hold the soil. Fill it with rich potting mix and plant your favorite bright blooms, letting them spill over the edges like a burst of summer petals. Seal the exterior to protect it from the elements. Style tip: arrange these suitcase planters in a cozy deck corner with a thrift store rocking chair and a colorful throw blanket to create a nostalgic flower-filled nook that's perfect for sipping iced tea on a sunny afternoon. Hack 12. Vintage fan blade wall. Art. Senior green thumbs. Let's spin some retro flair into a bold statement for your deck. Imagine this. You're browsing the thrift store and stumble across a pile of old metal fan blades, maybe from a vintage desk fan, all rusty and full of industrial charm, just waiting for a creative twist. We're transforming them into a stunning starburst wall art piece that'll make your deck pop with personality. You'll need those thrift store fan blades, sandpaper, neon spray paint in vibrant shades like electric pink, lime green, or sunny yellow, a strong adhesive or screws for mounting, a circular wooden board for the base, an outdoor sealant to keep it weatherproof. Here's the plan. Start by sanding the blades to remove rust and create a smooth surface. Paint each blade in a mix of neon colors for a playful, summery vibe. Mix and match for maximum impact. Arrange them in a starburst pattern on the wooden board, securing them with adhesive or screws to ensure they stay put. Hang this eye-catching piece on your deck wall to create a dramatic focal point. Style tip: place it above a thrift store bench painted in a complementary bold hue, and add a cluster of colorful potted succulents at the base to make your deck feel like a vibrant modern art gallery. Hack 13. Teapot water leacher. Senior green thumbs, let's pour some enchantment onto your deck with a project that's pure magic. Picture yourself at the thrift store, spotting a collection of quirky teapots, maybe a chipped porcelain one with roses, or a retro metal teapot with a funky handle, each one brimming with vintage charm. We're stacking them into a cascading water feature that'll bring the soothing sound of trickling water to your summer oasis. You'll need those thrift store teapots, a small submersible water pump, a drill with a ceramic bit, waterproof sealant, a sturdy base like a large ceramic pot or wooden crate, clear tubing, and some decorative river rocks. Here's how it flows. Carefully drill a small hole in the bottom of each teapot for water to pass through. Safety first. Wear goggles. Stack the teapots in a tiered, slightly tilted arrangement on your base. threading the tubing through the holes to connect them to the pump hidden in the bottom pot. Fill the base with water, plug in the pump, and watch the water trickle from teapot to teapot like a whimsical fountain. Seal everything to keep it weatherproof. Style tip: surround the base with lush potted ferns and thrift store lanterns to create a serene, storybook vibe that makes your deck the perfect spot for relaxing summer evenings. Hack 14. Shutter privacy screen. Senior green thumbs, let's carve out a cozy private nook on your deck that's bursting with vintage style. Imagine this. You're at the thrift store and you spot a pile of old window shutters. Maybe they're weathered wood with peeling paint or classic louvered ones with a hint of farmhouse charm, just waiting for a creative revival. We're turning them into a foldable privacy screen that's both functional and fabulous. You'll need those thrift store shutters, hinges, a screwdriver, sandpaper, outdoor paint in a distressed finish like weathered gray or vibrant teal, a can of outdoor sealant, and some small potted plants for the base. Here's how it comes together. Start by sanding the shutters to smooth out rough edges and enhance that rustic vibe. Paint them in your chosen color with a distressed technique. Lightly sand after painting for that chic, worn-in look. Connect the shutters with hinges to create a folding screen that you can adjust as needed. Stand it up to section off a private corner of your deck, perfect for sipping coffee in peace. Seal it to protect against the elements. Style tip: place lush potted plants like lavender or boxwood at the base and drape a string of thrift store fairy lights across the top to create a dreamy, secluded retreat that's the heart of your summer oasis. Hack 15. Typewriter Coasters. Senior green thumbs, let's add a dash of quirky nostalgia to your deck with a project that's sure to spark conversation. Picture this. You're sifting through a thrift store and find an old typewriter. Maybe it's a clunky vintage model with those iconic round keys, just begging for a creative second life. We're repurposing those keys into charming coasters that'll give your summer gatherings a retro flair. You'll need the typewriter keys from that thrift store find, cork rounds or small wooden discs, strong adhesive like epoxy, a small brush for precision, sandpaper to prep the surfaces, a clear resin kit for a glossy finish, an outdoor sealant to make them weather-resistant. Here's the plan. Carefully remove the keys from the typewriter. Pop them off gently to keep them intact. Sand the cork or wooden rounds for a smooth base. Then arrange the keys in fun patterns, like spelling out summery words like sun or joy, and glue them down with epoxy. Pour clear resin over the top for a sleek protective finish, letting it cure fully. Seal the coasters with outdoor sealant to keep them safe from spills and sunshine. Style tip: set these coasters on a thrift store tray painted in a bold color like tangerine, and pair with colorful glassware filled with fresh lemonade to create a playful, vintage-inspired vibe for your deck's summer parties. There you have it, Senior Green Thumbs, 15+ incredible ways to transform your deck into a breathtaking summer oasis, all with quirky, one-of-a-kind thrift store treasures. From twinkling spoon wind chimes to that show-stopping mosaic table, your deck is now a vibrant, eco-friendly paradise that's ready for lazy afternoons and lively summer gatherings. I hope these hacks have sparked your creativity and sent you running to your local thrift store to hunt for your own hidden gems. Which hack are you most excited to try first? Maybe that retro suitcase planter or the cascading teapot fountain? Drop it in the comments below. I can't wait to hear your plans. If you love these ideas, give this video a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that bell so you never miss a single thrifty, green-thumbed adventure. Want even more budget-friendly inspiration? Check out our playlist packed with garden hacks that'll keep your outdoor space blooming with style. And hey, join our community on Insert Social Media for behind-the-scenes thrifting tips and sneak peeks at our next projects. Let's keep creating, upcycling, and making our decks the heart of summer. See you in the next video.